1 cup of milk mixed with 1 cup of hot water. About a 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. 4 tablespoons of sugar. Add 2 cups of flour and then mix. The ratio, the basic ratio is 1 cup of water to 3 cups of flour. And I forgot to add oil. It's about 4 tablespoons of oil. So this 1/3 cup. On the 6th cup, you do not want to add the whole cup all at once. And add half first. And after it rests, then you can check the dough and add more if you need. I could use my hand, but I just don't want to make it messy. That's why I use chopsticks. And after it rests for about an hour, then I will mix it with my hand. So if you use the spatula and kind of cut into it, the flour is going to mix it in. I'm just going to fold it and cut into the dough. You need to do this a few times. You can use hand, but I just don't want to. I guess I'm lazy. I don't want to wash my hands one more time. There's still some dry flowers at the bottom. Almost there. So there's still a little bit down here. So I'm going to cut through it though. It's about there. The dough for Buns it should be a little drier than the dough for bread. So for bread, I add 2 eggs, and for Buns, just skip the eggs. It's kind of sticky at the bottom, but after it rests for a while, and then we can put more flour and mix it with hand. That's good enough. I'm making 2 different type of fillings, but the main, the base is the same. It's beef. It's ground beef. One I have some celery leaves. It's not a regular celery. It's a wild celery. My friend gave me this today. You can use garlic chive, or you can use finely chopped cabbages. And I'm going to add 1 egg. And for the onion, The one with the onion, just cut maybe about 3/4 of onion. It's open. I will try not to touch the meat. We wash your hands. So to add a little bit oyster sauce, maybe about half or 1 teaspoon. And then 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And 1.5 teaspoon of ground ginger. About 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. If you do not have cornstarch, you can use flour. Just help to hold everything together. And if there's any liquid coming from the chopped onions or the vegetables, then it helps to absorb the liquid. And you want to take the ground beef out from fridge to counter like half an hour ahead of the time. It's easier to mix if the meat is in the room temperature. Otherwise, it's really hard. So just kind of mix everything together and make it consistent. It takes a while to mix everything in. If you do not have the regular onion, you can use green onion too, just like this. And this one is, so both of them are mix it in, and I'm going to cover it and then put it in the fridge, because I'm making the dough right now, but the dough will rise overnight. You can cover it with a plastic wrap, or you can just put a plate on the top. And you can make the filling a sweet one too, just like the red bean paste, or you can use coconut flake. Mix coconut flake with oil and sugar. After 1 hour, you can, doesn't need to be exactly, I mean, you can leave it longer if you want to. So this is the other half cup. And basically just kind of push it down. When you cover with a plate, it kind of like a little bit dry on some spots. If you want to keep the moisture in, it's better to use plastic wrap. For baozi, the dough will be a little bit drier than the dough for bread. And for both dough, you can be creative. You can add chia seeds, or you can add pumpkin puree. And I made with I mixed in with some ground black sesame seeds before. You can pretty much do anything that you want. Or you can put the carrots in blender and then put kale and then like the 1 cup of water in the blender, and then blend it, and then mix it with milk to make it 2 cups of liquid. I think that's okay. That's about. So after this, I'm going to cover it with the plate again, and then put it in the oven overnight. I usually heat up the oven in winter. In summer, you can just leave it out on the counter. But in the winter, I keep my heat at about like 68. So, and then like a little bit lower, maybe 67 after a certain time. So if I leave it in the counter in the winter, it's just, the temperature is just not warm enough to rest overnight. It would take longer, but I want to make it like in the morning. So just kind of punch it down. Cover it. I set the timer to 2 minutes and let the oven heat it up. So I put a cup of water in there, and normally I make 2 batches. I make 2 6-cup batches and let it rise overnight. The oven is turned off. It's about, I kind of feel it's not 100 degrees. It's about maybe 70, around 70 degrees inside of the oven now. After the overnight in the oven, so it's all, the dough is ready. And if you have knockout cabbage or even the regular cabbage, you can use the leaves as the base for the steam. So you can cut. You can kind of push it. If this is a little bit dry, so it's kind of flat. But if it's fresh, it might have a curve, and you can kind of push it up, just to make it flat. For the dough, you want to put a little bit of flour and cutting board. For 6 cups of dough, usually I work on half of the dough first. So you kind of just fold it in. The first flavor that I'm making today is the 五香花卷. It doesn't need to be perfect. So just kind of pour. Brush with oil. Some salt. And it's the 5 spice powder. Can be a little bit more. And then just kind of roll. So while you're rolling it, kind of stretch it out. You can, flip it, or you can just seem it to be on the bottom. So this is the seam between the bottom. Just gonna pinch it, or you can do it any way you want. So for the cabbage beef, you just want to put it so it doesn't stick to the tray. So just put it, put the balls like on one leaf. So that's for the 五香花卷. And now we are going to make the baozi. So for baozi, you don't need the rolling pin, just cut into size. And dust it with the flour so it doesn't stick. You can push it with your hand, or you can use the rolling pin. It's up to you. So that's the one with the vegetable. Just push it in and pull from opposite side, and then pinch the other side together. And then kind of pinch it. Make sure it's sears. And you can, if you want to make it round, you can just kind of make a circle and then like this, or so pull from opposite side and then pinch everything tight. Or you can just keep it like this. And you can make sweet. Like if it has, I have some white chocolate. My son bought lots of chocolate last time, so I have leftovers. So you can either put one or put two in there. So it's up to you. If you put the same side down and you make different flavors all at once, Then there will be a surprise. You don't know what flavor that you're getting. It's a bit too big. So this will be really sweet. You can just tear it apart. If your kid, like my younger son, it doesn't, he's better now, but when he was younger, he did not like to eat much vegetables. When you mix the vegetables with meat and put it in the buns, he eats it. That's the way he eats it. So that way you can get a kid to eat more vegetable this way. And you can also actually, you know, if you want to bake it, you can bake it too. Just make sure when you bake the same side down. So, and I have the other flavor that I make. I mixed it together yesterday. So that's this is the one with onions only. I make 2 big trays and 1 small tray for the steam. And then the rest I'm going to just bake it. So pretty much you are doing the same way. And pinch it tight. And put the same side down and then round it up. You don't want to put too much filling in there, otherwise it's going to fall apart. Push it down, and then you can pull the edges a little bit outwards. Filling in. So pull like two sides across, and you can, this is easier, and you pull this, then pinch it together. Same thing with the other side. From the middle, pull it up, and just kind of get everything together and put it down in. Rotate it to make it round. It doesn't need to be perfect. You can if you want to. This is fun to me. Kind of just fold it down. Last one. Too much. So for the, I still have this much left, and you can make meatballs from the fillings. So I'm going to fit everything into one. Probably won't fit. Okay, I probably need to make another one. So brush the baking dish with oil and then dust it with flour. So we'll take one from this side. Just a bit more room. And I preheated, not preheated, I turned the oven on for 2 minutes and then turn it off and put a cup of hot water in there. So it's the same procedure when let the dough rise. The leftover filling, you can just make meatball or patty out of it. Just add a little bit of oil to the pot. And I keep the heat to 5 to make sure the sides is coated with oil. You can use spoon to scoop it out, or you can just use chopsticks and spread it in. It's already seasoned, so you don't need to, but you can if you want to. It's up to you. Some people like stronger flavor, some like I can just go with what I have. Too big. And cover the lid. After 5 minutes, you can set a timer. Flip. In about like 3 minutes, I turn the heat down from 5 to 4. Just flip to the other side. And then set a timer to 7 minutes. After the buns rise about 1 hour in the oven, and just boil water, hot water, and put down. I have like 2 big tray and 1 medium-sized tray. So after the water is boiled, you want to put the trays on top. And I usually put a little gap on the top so the steam can escape. So we'll be on a medium-high for 20 minutes. After 7 minutes, then it's ready. If you have some fresh garlic or green onion, you can add it in and mix it. You can turn the heat up a little bit to mix in fresh garlic or chive or onions, green onions. After 20 minutes, you turn off the heat. And when you open it, you want to leave a little gap. Let the air out a little bit. Before you open it. That's the second tray. Last tray is a little bit smaller. So that's the last tray at the bottom. And you want to take it out so it doesn't get soggy at the bottom. You can eat a cabbage, or you can take it out, take it off. I just eat it. It's the extra fiber. The bread, I brush the top with oil and bake it 350 for 30 minutes. And flip again. And let it cool.